YouTube, we are back with another Wuthering Waves video. We're playing Wuthering Waves with Stone Cold Steve Austin in the background. We just hit Twitch partner. Guys, I am live almost every single day, twitch.tv E_thin. I appreciate the support. Thank you. Hitting Twitch partner was insane. We just hit it last night. I appreciate y'all. But go check out the Twitch. Go follow on there. Cover tons of content, tons of TOA clears, all that good stuff. Right now, I want to discuss Roshia and Carlotta. So I reacted to this already a little bit earlier. If you want, I could upload my initial reaction to the channel. But I just wanted to break down pretty much a kit analysis of what I think is going on here on the characters and how they're going to work. So at different parts, I'll be skipping through to highlight different things. But I mean, right now, we're just looking just at how beautiful everything looks. So right now, Carlotta, she seems to be a main DPS, glacio user with a gun. Nothing too crazy. We're very well aware of that. We saw in the trailers and in the live stream, pretty much basics of the kit. She shoots her forte circuit. She has like these little stacks that can go above her. Pretty cool stuff in her kit. She looks very, 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 very flashy, very unique. I mean, like if we look at this here, like I'm not gonna lie to you. Think. You build up these stacks. And then after that, you like jump over. I could be wrong. I think the way you build up Forte is by consuming and building those stacks is how I'm looking at it. But overall, very solid movements. Just looks really great. She pulls out a whole musket. And then for her burst, she has 2 burst portions. We'll see in a moment. But I want to go over, that's her Forte consumption, by the way, was absolutely insane. It looks beautiful. And I think even there a little bit, kind of slow down time a little bit for a moment. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like locking in and honing in on that character, or that enemy, I should say. My assumption for her, based on quite a few things, based on the fact that Gigi is running alongside her, they also have Gigi literally in the party right here with her, she is most likely, this is not a leak, this is pure speculation, she is most likely going to be running with resonance skill damage. So if she is enhanced, if she's pretty much, I'm sorry, not enhanced, guys, I'm on like 2 hours sleep. If she is pretty much, her kit is based off resonance skill damage, Gigi is most likely going to be a best in slot for this unit due to the fact that Gigi's outro not only gives glacio damage bonus, but resonance skill damage. So you know what I'm saying? And again, they are both running together. It sucks a little bit because if you want to Carlotta, you're like, well, what's their best support? Also, sidebar, this is the burst. So you build up more Forte stacks here, and then you get like an enhanced portion of the burst. So she has 2 forms to her burst, which is super cool. It's super sick. I'm going to run that back again just so you can see. So she activates the burst here, right here initially. So bam, does a big blast, does damage in the area. Now when she does these attacks, her normal attack, she's building up 4 Forte circuits. Bam, another charge / normal, another portion of that. So great stuff. Her kit seems to be very simple, just gameplay wise. It doesn't really seem to be anything too crazy. It seems to be pretty straightforward, right? But so back to team compositions, it does suck a little bit that she is running right next to Gigi. It is what it is. You could probably run Lumi as a offset. Like, obviously they don't buff glacio damage, but if she is being, her kit is based off of resonance skill damage, I would assume Lumi would not be the worst option in the world. There'll probably be more that we'll go over a little bit later. I think Tauchi gives resonance skill damage buff as well, although I don't know about running Tauchi. But that Gigi most likely seems to be the best support, and Gigi is now going up in that tier list. You know, people were saying, oh, Ethan, you're going to eat your words about Gigi months later. Congrats. Gigi's a little bit better now. So pretty basic stuff, nothing too insane. Again, this all just looks absolutely beautiful, right? So my assumption is you could run with quite a few people. If you're running Shorekeeper, you could still probably do Sanwa with the Concerto energy, and the fact that although maybe like you're only buffing basic attacks, if you're running Shorekeeper, you want to get that blue clear Stellar Ram to a gold clear Stellar Ram as soon as possible. So you know what I'm saying? That would make sense. You're not going to get intrinsically that same buff, but it wouldn't be bad. Again, super basic stuff. You get the stacks off of her kit. I assume it's based off of normal attacks. That's what I'm seeing. Once you get those buffs, you actually consume them in real time. She is dishing out a fuck ton of damage. She's doing a lot of damage. So yeah, pretty sick. Obviously, if you are not able to get her weapon, you'll probably just run Static Mist. I'm sure her weapon will be a massive buff, but Static Mist is always is good old trusty reliable. So not mad about that. Perfect timing for Roshia, actually. Roshia seems like they are going to be a sub DPS with a little bit with CC and Havoc. They have a Havoc outro. At least that's my assumption. They're probably going to be the best in slot for Camilla. So if we look at this, they could do this swirl, and when they do the tornado, they gain a Forte stack. Once you obtain that Forte stack, they slam down, right? So if we see here, when they swap out, there's this buff here. I'm assuming that means that is a Havoc outro buff. You get Havoc damage, amplification by 20%, whatever it is, and then obviously if you swap off, you lose it. That is my assumption for what the outro is. But the fact that she is tied to Camilla, and just basically how these gacha games work, we don't have a 5-star support for Camilla yet. I think this will most likely be their best in slot. So pretty cool gameplay loop, honestly. I'm gonna skip around a little bit here. You don't really need to see stuff with Rover, but so she does have the CC. You'll see in a moment. She does that. That's a pretty wide range. They were at the edge of pretty much right here, right? So they're all at the edge of this. Tornado sucks them in, gets those stacks, starts bouncing up on them. Swap out, hit your echo. You then get a Havoc damage buff. So she seems to dish out pretty decent damage. Like, nothing too insane. I'm like, oh my god, gamers, MTash here. And this changes, like, I don't think it's a this changes everything moment, but she does seem to dish out pretty decent damage for a sub. Now, what chat pointed out is that she will most likely buff normal attack, as the assumption, normal attack damage, as well as Havoc damage. But the thing with her is her Concerto energy is not going to regen as much as San was. So while, and again, this is pure speculation, pre-kit analysis, right? While we're looking at this, what I can tell you is, if you have Sanhua, your Camilla is performing fine, and if that is how it works, we don't know the exact buff she's going to make. I don't know if she's going to turn a nuke from, 200,000 to 500,000. I doubt it, but you might be able to possibly skip. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to possibly skip this unit just because she is already so strong. And I actually really am a fan of the fact that they're making this character to increase the power level of Camilla, but it's not required. It doesn't feel predatory and it doesn't feel horrible. They are a gauntlets user. If you don't get the signature, probably run Abyss Surges or Stenard is most likely my assumption. I'd have to look a little bit more once we get more specifics of her kit. But I mean, all in all, Carlotta looks amazing. Very great DPS. We're doing giveaway for Carlotta. And then Roshia looks really good. I was not excited for her kit, but I think she's just fucking adorable. You know, I think she's a very adorable character. I like the little tornado thing. I like the bouncing with the suitcase, like it transforms. It's dope, man. It's dope. So yeah, pretty cool stuff, man. I can't complain. I'm very excited. And again, this could potentially be an easy skip for a lot of people. And also, this is the burst animation, which absolutely looks beautiful. So, yeah. I mean, that is my pre-kit analysis of what we're working with so far. No new 4 stars, unfortunately. I think that's a little bit of an L. It is what it is. What can you do? With that being said, I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Go follow the Twitch. Mwah.